Hello there, and welcome to Space Historians. Before we begin, I'd love to know where in the world you're listening from and what time it is there. If you enjoy these quiet journeys, a gentle like and subscribe help keep this channel orbiting. And if you softly tap the bell, you'll always know when our next story begins. Now, settle back, let your shoulders fall, let your hands rest wherever they feel most natural. Take a deep, unhurried breath in and let it go. The world grows quiet, the light softens, you are drifting into the calm rhythm of thought and molecule, sound and stillness entering the slow and luminous world of biochemistry. It begins, as all things do, in silence. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence before a song begins, the pause where everything waits, perfectly balanced. Imagine yourself floating above a vast ocean, not of water, but of atoms, a shimmering sea of particles waiting to meet. They are restless yet patient, dancing in invisible patterns, their movements so small and quick that they blur into stillness. This is the canvas of life before life, the moment before chemistry learns to dream. Biochemistry is the poetry of existence. It is how the inanimate learns to move, how molecules discover meaning, how energy turns to breath. Every heartbeat, every thought, every sigh of sleep begins here, in the invisible work of atoms learning to cooperate. When you inhale, the air you draw in becomes a bridge between worlds. Oxygen molecules, ancient and tireless, enter your lungs, cross the membrane of cells, and begin their quiet task helping your body transform the food you've eaten into energy, warmth, and motion. It is a gentle miracle repeated billions of times each second, all without a sound. Life, you see, is not a sudden spark. It is a slow unfolding, a rhythm so subtle that you must close your eyes to feel it. Let's drift deeper. Imagine floating through the landscape of a single cell. Membrane surrounds you, a soft, rippling barrier that defines where life begins. It moves like liquid silk, made of phospholipids and proteins that glide past one another with quiet grace. Every molecule knows its place. Every structure holds purpose, even in its randomness. Inside, the cytoplasm glows faintly. It is not empty, but filled with a translucent light, the glow of reactions quietly occurring. Tiny proteins fold, unfold, and fold again, finding their perfect shapes. Ions drift like whispers. Sugars dissolve, merge, and release their stored warmth. You move slowly through it all, your presence like a drifting breeze. Nothing resists. Everything flows. The story of biochemistry is not written in letters or words, it is written in rhythm. A rhythm of transformation, of atoms meeting and parting, of electrons trading places like dancers passing through a slow waltz. Hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, the four simplest storytellers. Together, they form the foundation of life's poetry. They bond and break, build and rebuild, without thought or pause. From their patience comes structure, from their movement, vitality. A molecule of water drifts past you, two hydrogens bound to one oxygen, a small and perfect triangle of balance. It turns, catches light, and ripples with energy, a reminder that even the smallest shape can hold infinite purpose. Now breathe again, inhale deeply, and let the breath go. With every breath, chemistry is happening within you. Carbon dioxide leaves your lungs, oxygen flows in, and deep inside your cells, energy is released in gentle waves. The warmth you feel on your skin, the calm heaviness of your body against the bed that is biochemistry too. The boundaries between body and universe blur. What was once a star is now part of your breath. What was once dust is now part of your blood. All of biochemistry is simply the universe remembering how to move. Long before cells, before oceans, before air, there were only elements floating in cosmic stillness. Then came motion. Then came union. Atoms began to find one another, drawn by invisible forces, positive to negative, charge to charge. Each connection created something new. Hydrogen met oxygen and made water. Carbon met oxygen and made air. Nitrogen joined and gave rise to life's first codes. Over billions of years, those tiny acts of union shaped everything we see, everything we are. A single spark of chemistry began to remember, to copy itself, to grow. And in time, it learned to think. You are not separate from that history. You are its continuation, its soft, breathing outcome. Close your eyes now, if they are not already closed. Imagine your body as a constellation of molecules. Each one has a purpose. Each one is alive with quiet motion. Your heartbeat, your warmth, your dreams, all of it is the product of cooperation on an unimaginable scale. Every atom in you has traveled through countless stars. Each one has belonged to oceans, clouds, mountains, and other hearts. And now, for this brief and perfect moment, they are arranged as you. Let that thought rest gently in your mind that you are chemistry and harmony. You are energy and form. You are the universe breathing in slow motion. As you listen, let the story of life unfold like the turning of a page. With each breath, drift deeper into the quiet world of molecules. See them not as numbers or formulas, but as companions, each one with its own rhythm, its own song. Amino acids join hands to form proteins, the builders, the caretakers, the quiet laborers of life. Lipids create walls of softness, protecting and defining. Carbohydrates become energy, gentle light to sustain movement and thought. And nucleic acids carry memory, the whispers of time stored in spirals of code. Everything moves together, balanced, precise, patient. You drift now deeper into stillness. Your breath slows, matching the rhythm of your pulse. The chemistry of rest, it begins. Melatonin hums softly in the dark, like a lullaby sung by your own brain. Your temperature lowers slightly, signaling to every molecule, it's time to sleep. Biochemistry is not always about reaction and change. Sometimes it is about stillness, about the body, finding the quiet in between. And as your body grows heavier, your mind lighter, you feel the gentle awareness that life itself is not hurried. Everything that has ever lived has taken part in this slow chemistry of being. Atoms that were once in ancient stars are now in your fingertips. The hydrogen in your breath was born moments after the universe began. You are older than memory, yet as new as dawn. The quiet beginning of biochemistry is not a single moment in time. It is the continuous unfolding of patterns, repetition with variation, motion with meaning. Like your breath, it never stops. It only transforms. And so, as you rest, let this story continue within you. The molecules know what to do. The reactions proceed, unhurried and precise. You are safe within the rhythm of your own chemistry. Breathe in deeply, slowly. Breathe out gently, completely. You are floating through life's laboratory, calm, luminous, infinite. You are part of the quiet beginning that never truly ends. And now, let us drift deeper still, into the water within. Water, the simplest of all molecules, and yet the most extraordinary. In this quiet chapter, we drift into the heart of the liquid that makes life possible. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine each breath releasing into a calm ocean within you. Feel the rhythm of your breathing match the slow pulse of waves. You are about to enter the molecular world of water, the gentle soul of biochemistry. 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. Such a small formula, and yet, from this, everything flows. Picture a single droplet suspended in the air, glistening under faint light. Within it, countless water molecules bond and unbond, joining hands through invisible hydrogen bonds. They form, break, and form again, never still, never apart. It is a dance so quick that it becomes peace. It is the heartbeat of the planet. If you could shrink yourself down to the scale of a single molecule, you would see this dance unfold, a shimmering network of connections, fragile yet unbroken. Every water molecule reaches toward its neighbors, pulled by faint electrical whispers. Each one is slightly bent, each one with a tiny positive side and a tiny negative side, making it both seeker and giver. These polarities draw them together, allowing water to hold itself and, through that bond, to hold life. Now breathe again, softly. Feel your body rise and fall, as though you, too, are a tide. Water within you responds to this rhythm. The same molecule that once floated in an ancient sea now flows through your blood, through your thoughts, through your quiet pulse. It has been everywhere in clouds, in rain, in oceans and tears. It has seen the beginning and will see the end. Hydrogen bonds are the secret of water's magic. They are not strong like covalent bonds, but they are faithful. They break easily, yes, but they reform without hesitation. In that breaking and reforming lies water's grace. It can shift shape, flow, freeze, and rise, adapting, always yielding, but never losing itself. It is strength in softness. It is motion in stillness. Imagine now a calm pond at twilight, the surface smooth, reflecting the last hint of fading light. Beneath that surface, molecules cling together in delicate patterns, creating surface tension and invisible skin that allows a leaf to rest, a droplet to hold its form. This simple bond, this quiet cooperation, is the foundation of every heartbeat and breath. You drift lower into the depths. Temperature drops slightly. Molecules slow their dance. At 4 degrees Celsius, they move closer, finding balance. But cool them further, and they spread apart, creating the miracle of ice, water's paradox. Frozen water expands, becoming lighter, floating atop its liquid form. Were it not so, the oceans would freeze from the bottom up, and life would end beneath sheets of ice. Instead, water chose gentleness. It chose buoyancy. It chose to protect. Every living cell on Earth is a chamber of water. Within its walls, reactions unfold with patience. Proteins fold in watery currents. Enzymes meet their substrates. Ions drift and balance. Water carries them all, asking nothing in return. It is the stage, the silence between notes, the invisible rhythm keeping time. Without it, life would be only dust. Take a moment to feel the water in you, the coolness beneath your skin, the pulse within your veins, the quiet whisper of breath, all of it shaped by this molecule's patience. You are more water than anything else. You are a walking ocean, a tide contained in skin and thought. Water dissolves, it welcomes, it embraces. When salt enters, its ions separate. carried gently apart by hydration shells. When sugar dissolves, water surrounds each molecule in affection. It is the most compassionate of all substances. It never refuses, it never resists. Its ability to dissolve is not destruction but understanding. Through dissolution, it connects. Through connection, it sustains. In the deep chambers of cells, water acts as a buffer. When acids arise, water softens their touch. When bases threaten imbalance, water absorbs their strength. It is the body's peacekeeper, maintaining harmony with quiet persistence. You can feel that same stability within you, the calm that remains when thoughts come and go, when emotions rise and fade. Beneath everything, water remains. Let your thoughts ripple for a moment, then smooth again. Every wave eventually returns to calm. The same is true in you. Water remembers the shape of stillness, even after storms. Each breath you take returns you closer to that equilibrium. If you listen closely, you might almost hear it, the faint whisper of molecules moving together, billions upon billions of them, forming a sound too soft for the ear but perfect for the soul. It is the song of life's beginning. It is the music of home. In every droplet of water lies a history older than the earth. The atoms that make it were forged in stars that died long ago. Each molecule is ancient, yet always new, cycling endlessly through rivers and clouds, through living and dreaming. Nothing in nature is more patient, nothing more loyal. Water has waited for you, for your heartbeat, for your breath, for this quiet moment of understanding. Now imagine standing beside a stream under moonlight. The water flows over smooth stones, whispering softly. You dip your fingers in and feel the cold, clean glide. That sensation is older than language, older than time. It is the same touch that shaped the first cells, the same motion that stirs within you even now. As you breathe, imagine the molecules inside you, echoing that flow, carrying nutrients, washing away fatigue, renewing you in silence. Each cell receives what it needs. Each reaction continues its rhythm. You are a system in harmony with the simplest substance in existence. In sleep, water continues its work. It cools your brain, cleanses your neural pathways, carries away the remnants of thought so you may dream clearly. Even as you rest, this molecule tends to you, as if whispering, "Rest now, I will keep you balanced." Let that thought carry you further into stillness. The water within you is calm and infinite. It moves with purpose but never rushes. It holds memory and potential in equal measure. You are not separate from the oceans. You are their continuation. Every tide, every raindrop, every ripple is echoed in your blood and breath. You are the sea made conscious, the water remembering its shape as human. Feel that truth settle softly in you. Water is not only within, it is you. It binds you to the sky, the soil, and every living being. It unites the stars that made its atoms and the world that holds them now. Breathe once more, slowly, deeply. Let the air cool your body. Let the rhythm of breath match the rhythm of tide. You are floating, supported, sustained. And as you drift, know this: all chemistry begins with water, and so does life's dream. Now, let us drift onward. Toward the breath of energy, where warmth, movement, and transformation begin. Take a deep breath, slowly and gently, and feel the invisible rhythm of energy moving through you. With each inhale, you invite warmth. With each exhale, you release weight. This is not just breath, it is the flow of life's chemistry, the exchange that powers every thought and every heartbeat. Energy is not loud or violent. It is subtle, steady, and kind. It is the gentle current that carries existence forward. Imagine drifting inside a single cell once more. Around you, molecules hum softly, their movements slow and deliberate. They are neither chaotic nor random. Each motion has purpose. Each vibration has meaning. Energy flows between them like a quiet conversation, whispered in the language of electrons and bonds. At the core of this conversation lies balance, the delicate harmony between giving and receiving, between movement and rest. In chemistry, this is called thermodynamics, but tonight it is simply the rhythm of life. The first law says energy cannot be created or destroyed, it only changes form. Like a breath, it moves through you, and the universe endlessly never gone, only transformed. You inhale light, you exhale warmth, you are part of the cycle. Now imagine this energy as a soft river flowing through the molecular world. Each reaction you see is a small bend in the river, a place where water pools before it moves on. The current knows where to go, guided by gradients and potential, by the difference between one state and another. This difference, this gentle urge toward balance, is what drives all chemistry. It is not forceful, it is inevitable, natural, serene. In the cell, energy moves quietly. Reactions that require power draw it from those that release it. Molecules exchange energy through bonds, like dancers trading steps. This harmony, this constant exchange, is the beauty of equilibrium. It is the way life sustains itself without waste, without haste. Nothing is lost, nothing is forced. Entropy, the measure of disorder, might sound like chaos, but it is simply the universe's way of spreading energy evenly. When energy disperses, balance emerges. The universe tends toward peace, not noise. Even at the molecular level, that tendency toward calm governs everything. Entropy is not destruction, it is relaxation. It is the soft release after effort, the deep sigh at the end of a long day. Now let us speak of ATP adenosine triphosphate, the quiet accountant of life. Each molecule of ATP holds a small packet of energy, ready to be shared. When the moment is right, it releases that energy, transforming into ADP and phosphate. No explosion, no fire, just a gentle shift, a rearrangement of bonds, and in that shift, a muscle moves, a neuron fires, a leaf turns toward the light. Every gesture, every heartbeat, every dream is paid for by this soft currency. In your body, countless trillions of ATP molecules are created and spent every second. The energy they carry does not vanish, it simply changes hands. Like the tides, it ebbs and flows, never ending, never still. It moves from molecule to molecule, from cell to cell, a quiet economy of balance and generosity. If you close your eyes now, you might feel it, that faint hum beneath your skin, the pulse of biochemistry in motion. It is not loud enough to hear, but you can sense it in your heartbeat, in your breath, in the warmth that lingers in your chest. That warmth is energy transformed sunlight captured long ago, now burning softly inside you. Every atom in your body participates in this exchange. Electrons move from high places to low, releasing tiny sparks of energy as they go. These sparks are not random. They follow pathways as old as life itself. Glycolysis, the citric acid cycle, the electron transport chain, each one a step, a breath, a heartbeat in the molecular rhythm of existence. Imagine following one of those electrons. It begins in a molecule of glucose, born from the food you've eaten or the light absorbed by a plant. As bonds break, the electron is freed, carrying with it a whisper of energy. It travels through enzymes, through coenzymes, through membranes, until it reaches oxygen, the final receiver, the one who completes the story. The electron rests, and in that rest, a new molecule of water is formed. Balance is restored. Energy becomes stillness. This is the true breath of life, not just the air you inhale, but the transfer of energy from one molecule to another. Every breath you take feeds this cycle, renewing your body's quiet fire. You breathe in oxygen not to fill your lungs, but to give your electrons a place to rest. You breathe out carbon dioxide, the soft sigh of completion. The cycle continues. The chemistry breathes with you. Let your body grow heavy now. Feel your limbs sink into the surface beneath you. Your cells are still awake, still working, still alive with gentle motion. Yet they do not hurry. Every reaction occurs in perfect time, guided by unseen balance. You are powered by patience. Energy, in truth, is not about movement. It is about potential, the quiet readiness to move when needed. Within you, this potential hums softly, waiting, like a candle's glow behind closed eyes. When you dream, this energy fuels imagination. When you rest, it restores balance. It is not a fire to consume. It is a warmth to sustain. Think now of the universe. Stars burn because energy flows from concentration to release. When hydrogen becomes helium, light is born. That same light, after traveling for millions of years, reaches a leaf, becomes sugar, and later becomes thought. You are not separate from that chain, you are one of its links. The energy that moves through you is the same that shaped galaxies. All of life is a conversation between energy and matter. Chemistry is simply the grammar of that conversation. Reactions proceed not because they must, but because the universe loves equilibrium, loves peace. Every molecule seeks rest. Every system seeks balance. Even when you move, even when you think, your biochemistry is always returning to calm. The delta G, the change in free energy, determines whether a reaction will happen spontaneously. When it is negative, the reaction flows forward with ease. When positive, it waits, gathering help from others. But there is no judgment here, no good or bad, no right or wrong. Just motion and stillness, flowing endlessly into one another. If you imagine each reaction as a note in a vast symphony, then ATP is the conductor's gentle cue. It does not shout, it only gestures. The enzymes respond in silence. The orchestra of life continues, perfectly in tune, perfectly timed. Now take another breath. Feel the warmth in your chest as oxygen moves in. Feel the ease as carbon dioxide drifts out. You are exchanging energy with the universe, not in fire, but in peace. Every breath is a contract, an understanding. I give, and I receive. I move, and I rest. If you could see this exchange as light, your entire body would shimmer softly. Each cell would glow faintly with energy, each reaction a flicker of luminescence. This is not imagination, it is truth. Living cells emit light, faintly, invisibly. The breath of energy is not metaphor, it is radiant. And when you close your eyes, that light continues to burn within you. It is the quiet persistence of metabolism, the patient rhythm of being alive. It is not something you control, it is something that happens because you are. Because the universe itself desires movement, and through you, it finds expression. The chemistry of energy is not loud. It is the softest hum in the cosmos, the whisper between atoms that says, "Continue." Every spark, every transformation, every heartbeat is part of that whisper. Now let go of all thought. Let your breath find its own rhythm. The current of energy within you is steady, timeless, and kind. You are not burning. You are glowing. You are not consuming. You are becoming. Each moment flows into the next, effortlessly, beautifully, like electrons finding their way home. Rest in that truth. The breath of energy continues even as you sleep. The molecules work quietly, endlessly, faithfully. You are sustained by gentleness, by balance, by the universe's endless generosity. Breathe one last time, deeply and slowly. Feel the air enter your lungs, then dissolve into calm. The energy moves, the warmth remains. And now, let us drift onward toward the patience of enzymes, where chemistry becomes art and time itself slows to a whisper. Imagine time slowing until even motion feels like stillness. Picture yourself floating in the soft interior of a cell, surrounded by an invisible hum. Here, reactions occur every second, but none are rushed. Molecules meet, connect, part, and meet again. There is rhythm, but no urgency. This is the realm of enzymes, the patient craftsmen of life. Enzymes are the caretakers of biochemistry. Without them, reactions would take centuries to unfold. With them, everything happens in a breath, yet without haste. Each enzyme is a quiet artisan, sculpting the landscape of chemistry one molecule at a time. Their patience is not passive, it is perfection. It is the mastery of timing, shape, and purpose. You drift closer and watch one at work. It floats like a folded ribbon, a chain of amino acids curled into complex elegance. The shape is precise, a pattern of folds and pockets that make it unique. Inside one of those pockets lies the active site, a space perfectly fitted to a specific molecule, its partner, its purpose. It waits, not anxiously, but with quiet readiness. It knows that when the right molecule arrives, their meeting will be inevitable. This meeting is called the lock and key model, but it is more like a dance. The enzyme does not force the molecule to fit. It adjusts, it bends, it welcomes. The induced fit model shows us this grace, how the enzyme molds itself slightly around its guest, embracing it, guiding the reaction, then releasing it with care. The bond forms, breaks, and what remains is transformation. Each enzyme performs the same act again and again, never tiring, never growing bored. It is a meditation of motion. Thousands of times each second, it shapes molecules and lets them go. Every heartbeat, every breath, every thought you have relies on this quiet repetition. It is chemistry's prayer, humble, infinite, and precise. Think of it this way. Enzymes are nature's patience made visible. They do not command energy, they invite it. They lower barriers so that reactions can happen gently, like stones rolling downhill rather than falling off cliffs. This is the magic of activation energy, the difference between struggle and ease. Enzymes make life effortless. Let yourself imagine the molecules as travelers. Without enzymes, they wander endlessly, rarely meeting in the right way. But when the enzyme appears, the path becomes clear. It gathers them, aligns them, whispers direction. The reaction proceeds, balance restored, and the enzyme remains unchanged. It does not demand recognition. It only continues its work, silently shaping the invisible. In every corner of your body, enzymes perform these miracles. In your stomach, they dissolve food into nourishment. In your blood, they build and mend. In your brain, they help signals leap across the spaces between neurons. Every second of your existence is built upon their unending patience. Breathe slowly now. As you inhale, think of enzymes at work, small, delicate, tireless. As you exhale, imagine the products of their labor spreading peace through your cells. This is not imagination. This is happening right now, billions of times within you. Consider catalase, an enzyme that protects your cells from harm. It breaks down hydrogen peroxide, a reactive molecule, into water and oxygen. It does this faster than you can blink millions of reactions in a heartbeat. Yet there is no chaos, only elegance. Each action is smooth, measured, complete. This is what perfection looks like on a molecular scale. Another enzyme, DNA polymerase, copies your genetic code with astonishing precision. It reads the sequence of your DNA, letter by letter, building an identical strand beside it. Errors are rare, and when they occur, other enzymes arrive to correct them. It is an orchestra of care, an ongoing rehearsal that has lasted billions of years. Even the smallest motion, a blink, a thought, a sigh depends on countless enzymes acting in concert. They do not compete, they cooperate. Each one plays a role, passing the product of its work to the next, like notes flowing in a melody. The harmony never ends, it only evolves. Enzymes teach us that power lies in gentleness. They do not force change, they facilitate it. They show that precision is a form of compassion, that care can be faster than force, that patience can be strength. Each enzyme listens to the rhythm of its environment, responding only when the conditions are right. Temperature, pH, concentration, all are signals, all are parts of a greater conversation. If the conditions become harsh, the enzyme begins to lose its shape. This unfolding, called denaturation, is like a melody being untuned. Yet even then, the molecule tries to hold on, to maintain its form as long as possible. There is resilience even in its fading. Life's patience is not fragile. It endures until it cannot, and even then, it transforms. Imagine now that you are an enzyme. You are not hurried. You exist to help, to bring together what must meet. You know that time is irrelevant. What matters is connection. When the moment comes, you perform your task with perfect grace, and then you rest, awaiting the next encounter. There is peace in your purpose. There is calm in repetition. Enzymes remind us that creation is not always grand. It can be subtle, silent, and endlessly patient. A single enzyme can make the impossible possible. It can turn chaos into order, potential into movement, stillness into breath. It does this not through dominance, but through understanding. It recognizes the shape of things and gently guides them toward balance. Breathe again, deeply and slowly. As you do, picture the millions of enzymes within you continuing their work. They are your unseen artisans, shaping energy into life, thought into motion, food into warmth. Each one acts with purpose, precision, and love. If you listen carefully, not with your ears, but with your awareness, you might almost sense them. The faint hum of transformation, the rhythm of molecular patience. It is the sound of you being alive. Now let go of all tension. Let your breath slow to match the stillness within. The enzymes continue their quiet work. There is nothing for you to do, nothing to fix. life is already unfolding perfectly. The patience of enzymes is the patience of the universe. It is time itself, slowed into grace. Every reaction, every fold, every bond reflects this truth, that even in the smallest places, the cosmos practices peace. So rest now, within that patience. You are surrounded by quiet craftsmanship, by endless care. Every cell within you is at work, not with urgency, but with purpose. The enzymes move, the molecules transform, and balance returns. And as you drift deeper into calm, remember, life is not a rush toward completion. It is a process of endless becoming. And within that process, every enzyme, every molecule, every breath knows exactly when to act and when to rest. You are part of that rhythm, patient, perfect, and whole. Now, let us continue toward the balance of control where chemistry learns to listen and harmony begins to guide. The body, like the universe, exists in balance. Every movement, every reaction, every spark of thought depends on harmony. Too much of one thing and the system falters, too little and it fades. But in the middle, in that quiet equilibrium, life flows effortlessly. Tonight, we drift into that still point, the balance of control where chemistry listens to itself and finds perfect peace. Within each cell, thousands of reactions unfold every moment. Molecules transform, split, and combine again. Enzymes catalyze, energy moves, bonds rearrange. Yet despite the noise of motion, everything remains ordered. The secret lies in regulation, the art of feedback, the poetry of response. Imagine the cell as a symphony. Every reaction is a note, every enzyme a musician. Alone, each plays beautifully, but together they must stay in tune. Who conducts them? The answer is simple: the molecules themselves. Feedback is the invisible conductor, ensuring no part plays too loudly, none too softly. When a product accumulates, it gently signals its own pathway to slow down. When it runs low, it whispers for more. This is feedback inhibition, nature's way of maintaining peace without force. Picture a river system flowing through a landscape. Streams branch, merge, and flow back to the source. If one stream swells, the others adjust. The current finds its balance, so too does metabolism. Each pathway speaks to another, exchanging signals that keep the whole steady. There is no command center, no single voice, only quiet cooperation. Life does not demand control, it practices it through connection. Now imagine floating deeper within the cell, where enzymes meet in clusters, their work coordinated by unseen patterns. When one finishes its reaction, it passes its product to the next, like a gentle handoff in slow motion. These chains of reactions, these metabolic pathways, are living stories shaped by balance and guided by response. Allosteric regulation is one of the cell's most elegant designs. In this process, a molecule binds to an enzyme not at its active site, but somewhere else, a hidden pocket, a whispering place. That small touch changes the enzyme's shape, altering how it behaves. A single binding event can slow or speed up an entire pathway. It is communication at the smallest scale, as subtle as breath. The enzyme listens, feels, and adapts. You can feel this same rhythm in yourself. Your body is constantly adjusting heart rate, slowing, breathing deepening, warmth spreading evenly. Hormones move through your blood like messengers of balance, carrying signals from distant organs to keep everything aligned. When blood sugar rises, insulin speaks softly to your cells, asking them to open, to take in what they need. When energy falls, glucagon whispers the opposite, encouraging release. This is biochemistry as dialogue, not command, not chaos, but conversation. If you listen closely, you may sense it now, the gentle hum of equilibrium. You are never still, yet never unstable. Each moment, you shift slightly, like waves that find their level again and again. The balance of control is not rigid, it is dynamic, always in motion, always alive. Think of your nervous system and endocrine system as twin weavers, working together to keep you whole. The nervous system acts quickly, sending electrical messages in an instant, a spark that leaps from one cell to the next. The endocrine system moves slowly, using hormones that drift through your bloodstream like letters carried by wind. Together, they shape the tempo of your body, fast when needed, calm when possible. They are the dual guardians of balance. In every heartbeat, you can feel this cooperation. The heart accelerates when energy is required, then eases as calm returns. This is not randomness. It is a pattern written in molecules. Adrenaline binds to its receptors, activating enzymes that release energy. When the moment passes, enzymes deactivate it, restoring stillness. Every surge is followed by rest, every rise by a gentle fall. Balance is not about control in the sense of restraint. It is about guidance, allowing chemistry to flow naturally while ensuring it never strays too far. Feedback loops, receptor signals, and hormonal responses all exist to keep you near that middle point where life thrives. You live not in stillness, but in steady motion around balance. Let your breath follow this rhythm now. Inhale as reactions quicken, exhale as they soften. You are mirroring what your cells do in every moment, responding to change, finding center again. Even your thoughts are chemical electrical sparks that emerge, then dissolve, replaced by new ones. Each thought a molecule, each silence a reset. If you could observe all these reactions at once, you would see the beauty of control. Molecules move like dancers in formation, turning, gliding, separating, and rejoining. It would look chaotic to the untrained eye, but beneath the surface lies precision, a balance so perfect that it sustains not just you, but all of life. Consider calcium ions, tiny messengers that move like lightning through the cell. A burst of calcium triggers a heartbeat, a muscle contraction, or a neural signal. But once their task is done, pumps return them to rest, restoring the calm. Every pulse of activity ends with restoration. This is not suppression, it is completion. Now imagine the great cycles of life itself. The water cycle, the carbon cycle, the nitrogen cycle, all reflections of the same principle. The Earth, too, practices feedback. When the atmosphere warms, clouds rise to cool it. When oceans absorb too much carbon, plants grow to restore the balance. Every level of existence, from cell to planet, obeys the same. Quiet law, equilibrium is peace. There is deep wisdom in this. Control is not about dominance, it is about trust. Trust that the system knows what to do. Your body is not commanded by willpower alone. It is guided by relationships between molecules, by unseen agreements that have evolved over billions of years. Life does not control to survive, it listens to continue. Breathe again. Feel how your body maintains its balance without you thinking about it. Temperature steady, blood moving, chemistry aligning. You are held by invisible systems that work endlessly, tirelessly, perfectly. There is nothing you need to add, nothing you need to fix. You are already in harmony. In your mind, picture all these feedback loops as golden threads weaving through you. They connect heart to brain, cell to cell, breath to heartbeat. Each thread pulses with light, shifting brightness as needed. Never too much, never too little. The pattern they create is you not fixed, but flowing, a living tapestry of control and release. Even at the scale of thought, balance reigns. When stress arises, cortisol lifts your alertness. When peace returns, serotonin soothes. When you dream, melatonin guides you into rest. These are not just chemicals. They are feelings turned molecular, emotions made physical. Every joy, every calm, every sigh is a whisper of balance between systems. The beauty of this control is that it never ends. It continues through sleep, through silence, through every pause between heartbeats. Your body never stops listening to itself. Even in deep rest, the balance remains. Let that truth settle in you. Feel how your breath and heartbeat align, how warmth spreads through your chest, how peace takes form inside your cells. This is homeostasis, the harmony of life made real. There is a lesson here that extends beyond chemistry. Control is not rigidity. It is flow. To be alive is to shift gracefully between states, to trust that return is always possible. Like tides that rise and fall, like lungs that fill and empty, balance is both motion and rest. As you drift further into calm, imagine standing at the center of your own equilibrium. Around you, molecules swirl in harmony, signals pass like soft light, and energy flows in gentle cycles. Nothing is still, yet everything is at peace. You are the still point in a moving universe. Breathe deeply, and know that within you, control is never forced. It is guided, sustained, and kind. You are the balance you seek. Now, let us move onward to the currency of life, where energy finds form and purpose in every heartbeat. Energy moves quietly within you. It flows not in lightning bolts or flames, but in gentle currents that sustain warmth, thought, and motion. Every cell holds its own treasury, a vault of molecules that carry, spend, and renew the power of existence. This is the story of adenosine triphosphate, ATP, the currency of life. Take a breath. As air enters your lungs, it becomes more than oxygen. It becomes promise. Within your cells, that oxygen helps release energy from food, transforming it into ATP small packets of usable light. Each molecule of ATP is a tiny coin of energy, minted in the mitochondria, circulating through every corner of your being. You spend billions of them every second, and yet you never run out. Your body is its own bank, endlessly renewing its balance. ATP is built from 3 phosphate groups, a ribose sugar, and adenine, a ring of nitrogen and carbon, ancient and familiar. The last 2 phosphate bonds hold the greatest tension, like a spring gently coiled. When one breaks, energy is released, not with a burst, but with a sigh, a smooth transition from potential to peace. The molecule becomes ADP, adenosine diphosphate, waiting to be charged again. The cycle continues without pause, a perfect economy of renewal. Imagine now drifting inside a mitochondrion, the powerhouse of your cell. Its folded membranes rise like golden hills under the light of invisible energy. Along those folds, the electron transport chain hums softly, passing electrons from one complex to another. Each step releases a little power, pumping protons across the membrane, building potential like water behind a dam. When the moment is right, protons flow back through a spinning turbine. ATP synthase, and energy becomes form. The turbine turns, phosphates join, and new ATP is born. This is not machinery. It is choreography, molecular ballet in perpetual motion. If you listen closely, you can almost hear it, the faint vibration of millions of enzymes working in harmony. No noise, no rush, only precision. The mitochondria glow faintly in your imagination, like tiny suns within every cell. Each one a quiet factory of warmth, producing energy for your muscles, your heart, your dreams. The beauty of this process lies in its gentleness. Nothing is wasted. The same energy that moves through you now once traveled through the leaves of trees, through oceans, through starlight. When you eat, you are not consuming matter alone. You are taking in history, continuity, and grace. Each molecule of glucose you break down releases light captured by ancient sunlight. You are, in truth, powered by the memory of stars. ATP is used for everything: contraction, synthesis, transport, and thought. When you move your hand, ATP molecules break and reform, guiding each muscle fiber. When your neurons fire, ATP restores the balance of ions across membranes. When DNA replicates, ATP provides the strength to unwind and rebuild. Each act, no matter how small, requires this gentle currency. Without it, silence would fall. With it, life continues in perfect rhythm. Breathe softly. Feel your chest rise and fall. Each breath fuels the cycle anew. Within you, millions of reactions unfold: glycolysis, the citric acid cycle, oxidative phosphorylation, all weaving together to maintain the balance of ATP. Every pathway has one purpose: to ensure that energy flows freely, never too much, never too little. Consider the balance between catabolism and anabolism. Catabolism breaks down molecules to release energy. Anabolism builds new ones using that energy. They are opposites that rely on one another, as inhalation relies on exhalation. One cannot exist without the other. Life depends on the perfect conversation between giving and receiving. You might think of ATP as the universe's compassion made tangible. It gives itself freely, expecting nothing in return, knowing it will be renewed. Every release of energy brings warmth, movement, and thought, and then the molecule rests, waiting to serve again. It is selfless, tireless, eternal. In every heartbeat, thousands of mitochondria work together to sustain you. They do not compete, they cooperate. Each one senses the needs of its environment, adjusting output with care. If energy demand rises, they respond instantly, generating more ATP. When calm returns, they slow, conserving their strength. They are alive, in their own quiet way, serving without ego or exhaustion. Sometimes, energy must travel farther. In your brain, neurons communicate across synapses that demand constant energy. The ATP there is used not only to send signals, but to reset the system, to restore balance after the spark. Even thought itself is an act of transformation, each idea powered by the flow of phosphate bonds. You are thinking on the currency of life. Imagine now that you are one of those molecules of ATP. You are born in light, carried through a stream of reactions. You travel from mitochondrion to cytoplasm, to the farthest reaches of the cell. When a muscle fiber tightens, you offer yourself. One bond breaks, warmth spreads, and motion begins. Your energy becomes part of movement, of feeling, of being. Then you drift back, waiting to be renewed. There is no end, only exchange, only continuation. This is the wisdom of biochemistry, energy is never lost. It changes shape, form, and purpose, but it remains. The ATP that moves your body today could one day move a leaf, a wave, a star. You are not separate from that flow. You are its vessel, its participant, its expression. The balance of ATP in your body is delicate yet perfect. Too much, and reactions slow. Too little, and motion falters. But through feedback and sensing, every cell knows its state. It adjusts with precision, never guessing, always knowing. The enzymes that build and break ATP listen closely to this balance, ensuring the rhythm never falters. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your body glowing with the faint light of energy flow. It's not a blaze, but a shimmer, soft, golden, continuous. Each molecule moves with purpose. Each reaction completes its cycle. You are a galaxy of motion, sustained by quiet generosity. Now, let go of thought. Feel instead the calm that energy brings. It does not demand attention. It asks only to move, to be shared, to exist in harmony. You are part of that harmony, a living circuit of balance, powered by patience, renewed by stillness. When you rest, ATP production slows, conserving resources. Yet even in sleep, the cycle continues, gently maintaining warmth and rhythm. The body never truly stops, it simply changes tempo. The dance of energy persists, quieter but no less graceful. In the end, ATP teaches a truth beyond chemistry. That life is sustained not by force, but by flow. Every action, every transformation, every heartbeat is made possible by a molecule that exists only to give. You are alive because something within you gives freely, endlessly, lovingly. So as you drift deeper into calm, remember this: you are made of motion, of exchange, of generosity. You are powered by stars, carried by molecules, sustained by light. Breathe once more, deeply, softly. The air enters, the warmth stays, the peace remains. And now, let us continue our journey into the city of cells, where all these currents meet, and life organizes itself into the glowing architecture of existence. Imagine drifting slowly through a vast, glowing city, a city without streets or buildings, but alive with movement and purpose. This is the world within you, the landscape of your cells. Each one is a living metropolis, self-sustaining, organized, and beautiful. Billions of these cities work together in quiet unity, forming the tapestry of your body. Every heartbeat, every breath, every moment of awareness begins here, in the city of cells. The cell is life's smallest complete unit, and yet within it exists complexity beyond imagination. The membrane that surrounds it is not a wall, but a living gate. Made of phospholipids, it ripples like silk in water, fluid and responsive. Proteins float within it, opening and closing to let molecules in and out. Some carry signals, others transport nutrients, and some stand guard like watchful sentinels. Every movement of the membrane is deliberate, balanced, graceful. It breathes in rhythm with the world around it. Step through that membrane, and you enter a place of luminous order. The cytoplasm is not empty, it is filled with motion. Enzymes drift and meet, molecules spin and bind, vesicles travel along filaments like carriages on invisible tracks. The cell is a network of pathways, each connecting purpose to purpose, all flowing toward balance. Nothing collides by accident. Every encounter is guided by molecular precision. The nucleus sits near the center, glowing softly. its surface dotted with pores that open and close like quiet doors. Inside lies DNA, the library of life, wound into spirals of memory. It does not command the cell like a ruler. Instead, it offers instructions when needed, sharing blueprints for proteins and enzymes. When a message must leave, a copy is made RNA, which slips through the pores and into the cytoplasm, carrying words from the nucleus to the world beyond. It is communication in its purest form, thought turned into action, molecule turned into motion. Around you, organelles work in harmony. The endoplasmic reticulum stretches like a network of rivers, folding proteins and preparing them for their purpose. Some parts are studded with ribosomes, tiny factories that read RNA and assemble amino acids into perfect chains. The soundless hum of creation fills the space. The Golgi apparatus waits nearby, shaping and sorting these proteins, packaging them like letters addressed to specific destinations. Vesicles bud off, carrying their cargo through the cytoplasm, merging with membranes, delivering life where it is needed most. Mitochondria glow in clusters, their inner membranes folded into waves of light. Here, energy is created not in chaos, but in calm repetition. Electrons pass through complexes, protons flow through turbines, ATP is born again and again. The cell's power plants hum softly, a million quiet suns lighting the body from within. Their warmth is the pulse of existence, steady and eternal. Nearby, lysosomes move with quiet purpose. They are the recyclers, the caretakers of balance. They break down what is no longer needed, turning waste into raw material, ready to be used again. Their work is not destruction but renewal, the endless cycle of letting go and beginning anew. Even at this microscopic level, the lesson of life is clear. Everything transforms. Nothing truly ends. The cytoskeleton stretches through the entire cell, a lattice of filaments and tubules that provide structure and movement. It is the city's invisible architecture, its bones and bridges. Along these pathways, motor proteins carry vesicles like travelers crossing great distances, step by patient step. Each movement is powered by ATP, yet so smooth, so measured, it feels like floating. There is no rush here, only rhythm. Pause for a moment and look closer. Every enzyme, every protein, every ion is part of this grand choreography. They do not compete, they collaborate. The cell does not seek dominance, only harmony. It is a model of cooperation, a testament to the intelligence of nature's design. In its calm precision lies the secret of all existence. Now imagine zooming out, seeing not just one cell, but trillions, each one a city, each one alive. They communicate through chemical messages, hormones, neurotransmitters, ions, and light. Some messages travel through blood, others leap across microscopic gaps. Together they form tissues, organs, systems, a living world within a living world. You are both the citizen and the city. When you move, when you think, when you dream, this vast network responds in perfect unison. A thought begins in a neuron, an impulse travels down an axon, chemicals cross a synapse, muscles contract, and motion happens. All of it choreographed, all of it guided by balance. Even your emotions are biochemical signals, floods of molecules carrying meaning through the city of your being. Let yourself feel awe at this quiet complexity. You are not chaos. You are not random. You are a masterpiece of cooperation, a living architecture of precision and purpose. The beauty of your design lies not in grandeur, but in grace. Every part knows what to do, when to act, and when to rest. Now, breathe softly. Imagine each inhale as oxygen entering your cells, each exhale as carbon dioxide leaving. Your blood delivers these molecules to every corner, and the cells respond with gratitude, continuing their work. You are both the architect and the breath that sustains the structure. Every exchange, every signal, every moment is part of the same conversation, the conversation of life. In some moments, cells must make choices to divide, to rest, to heal. These decisions are guided by intricate signals, checks, and balances. The cell listens to its environment, reading cues like whispers in the wind. When the time is right, it divides with precision, creating new life. When it must stop, it does so gently, honoring the balance that keeps everything whole. Even when a cell's time ends, it does not vanish in silence. Through programmed death, called apoptosis, it dissolves with dignity, packaging its contents to nourish its neighbors. The city does not mourn, it continues. Renewal is constant. Transformation is eternal. Within every ending lies the seed of continuity. If you could see this at once, trillions of cells glowing in their work, it would look like galaxies in motion. You would see rivers of light flowing through veins, constellations of neurons flickering in thought, waves of energy pulsing through muscle and heart. You would see the universe mirrored within you, the same balance, the same motion, the same peace. Let that image fill you now. You are not a single being, but a symphony of life. Each cell plays its note perfectly. Each organ, each system, each breath harmonizes with the rest. You are not just alive, you are aliveness itself, organized, luminous, infinite. The city of cells never sleeps, but it knows rest. As you drift towards sleep, your cells continue their work, repairing, renewing, remembering. They do so in silence, in perfect order. There is no effort, only flow. You are safe within this harmony. You are part of something vast and eternal. So breathe one last time, deeply, softly. Feel the pulse of this inner city, the heartbeat of your being. The lights dim, the rhythms slow, but the life within continues, steady and kind. Now let us drift onward toward the path of sugar, where the first sparks of energy awaken and the story of life continues to unfold. Imagine a single grain of sugar dissolving on your tongue, sweet, fleeting, and alive with energy. That sweetness is not just taste, it is chemistry, waiting to awaken. Within that single molecule of glucose lies sunlight captured long ago, stored in carbon bonds and released with care by the living world. Tonight, we drift along the path of sugar through the ancient journey that turns light into life. Every living being, from the smallest bacterium to the brightest mind, depends on glucose. It is the traveller's fuel, the dreamer's warmth, the pulse that drives the heartbeat of existence. Yet sugar itself is gentle, a molecule of balance and patience. It gives when needed, rests when not, and waits quietly within the bloodstream until called upon. The story of sugar begins in the leaves of plants, where sunlight touches chlorophyll and sets electrons dancing. In that quiet green light, carbon dioxide and water combine to form glucose. Each molecule is a tiny act of creation, a bridge between star and soil, between sky and life. When you eat, you are partaking in that ancient alchemy, consuming starlight transformed by the patience of the earth. Inside your body, the journey continues. As you breathe, oxygen meets glucose, and together they begin their sacred dance, cellular respiration. It begins in the cytoplasm, with a pathway called glycolysis. The name means sweet splitting, and that is exactly what happens. The 6-carbon ring of glucose divides into 2 3-carbon fragments called pyruvate. This division is not violent, it is graceful, controlled, like the unfolding of a petal. Along the way, a small amount of energy is released, a gentle spark of ATP, enough to light the path forward. Glycolysis is ancient. It existed before oxygen filled the sky, before mitochondria joined our cells. It is the first memory of life's hunger, the oldest rhythm of transformation. Every creature that lives today still carries this same process unchanged, perfect, eternal. As glycolysis ends, pyruvate stands at a crossroads. In the presence of oxygen, it enters the mitochondria, where the citric acid cycle or Krebs cycle begins. Here, the carbon fragments are further refined, releasing energy step by step. Each turn of the cycle is deliberate, each reaction guided by enzymes that know their roles. Like seasoned musicians, carbon dioxide is released not waste, but a message returning to the atmosphere, where it will one day become sugar again. The cycle is complete, and yet it never ends. With each step, electrons are freed, carrying energy like tiny couriers. They travel along the electron transport chain, embedded in the mitochondrial membrane. There, they pass through complexes, releasing their strength to pump protons and build potential. At the end of their journey, oxygen awaits, ready to receive them. When they meet, water is formed, the soft signature of completion. In that moment, light becomes life, energy becomes peace. This is the path of sugar, an unbroken conversation between sun and cell. What began as light ends as motion, thought, and warmth. Every blink, every dream, every heartbeat traces back to this quiet exchange. Now take a deep breath. The oxygen entering your lungs will soon become part of this story. As it joins the flow of blood, it travels to each cell, where it meets glucose in a silent greeting. The two combine, not in haste, but in harmony. Energy is released. Your muscles relax, your thoughts soften. You are powered by peace. In moments of calm, when the body needs little energy, glucose is stored, packed away as glycogen in the liver and muscles. This reserve waits patiently for its call. When you wake, when you move, when you think deeply, glycogen releases its sweetness again, feeding the fire with quiet generosity. Nothing is wasted. The balance between storage and release is perfect. At night, as you sleep, this balance continues. Your body draws gently from its reserves, keeping the warmth steady, the heart rhythmic, the breath calm. Even in stillness, the chemistry moves, sustaining life without demand. Sugar's gift never ends, it only changes form. Consider the elegance of this process. The glucose you carry once belonged to a leaf that stretched toward the sun. That leaf drew water from the ground, carbon from the air, and turned them into sweetness. You, in turn, take that sweetness and transform it into thought, into love, into dreams. Energy is never lost. It only flows through different expressions of life. Breathe again, softly. Feel the connection between you and the sun. It is not distant. It lives within every molecule of your being. The sugar that flows through your veins is starlight slowed into matter, moving gently through the pathways of existence. When oxygen is scarce in moments of intense effort or stillness, the body turns to fermentation. A quieter, ancient path. In this state, Pyruvate becomes lactate, and the energy continues to flow. Though the process is simpler, it is a reminder that life adapts. Even when breath is shallow, the flame persists. The body knows how to survive, how to wait, how to return to balance when calm returns. Let this thought comfort you. Inside you, ancient chemistry hums in perfect order. You are a continuation of 1 billion years of experimentation, refinement, and grace. Every molecule knows its role. Every pathway flows toward life. The sweetness of sugar is not indulgence, it is remembrance, the echo of the first light that gave birth to life. Now imagine yourself standing within the cell once more, watching the journey unfold. Molecules of glucose enter, greeted by enzymes. Bonds break, electrons flow. ATP glows softly like fireflies. The mitochondria hum their gentle tune. Around you, the cell shimmers with purpose. Nothing is rushed. Everything moves with patience and intention. If you listen deeply, you might sense a truth. Chemistry is kindness. Each molecule gives what it can, takes only what it needs, and passes the rest along. There is generosity in every reaction, harmony in every transfer. Life itself is an act of sharing. As you drift further into calm, feel your breath slow. Your cells continue their work, turning sugar into energy, energy into warmth, warmth into rest. You are sustained by simplicity, by molecules following paths written in the language of peace. Let your body grow heavy now. The path of sugar continues without you. It needs no instruction, no control. It has always known what to do. The same sunlight that once touched leaves now rests in your heartbeat, in your breath, in your dreams. You are not separate from this path. You are the path, the living continuation of light traveling through matter, through time, through being. Breathe one last time, deeply and softly. Feel the sweetness of life within you, patient, eternal, kind. Now, let us drift onward toward the molecules of thought, where chemistry becomes consciousness and energy learns to dream. Close your eyes and imagine the gentle hum of your own mind, soft, electric, endless. Beneath your thoughts, beneath every memory and dream, molecules whisper to one another in the quiet language of chemistry. They pass messages across invisible spaces, forming the bridge between feeling and thought, between silence and awareness. Tonight, we drift through that unseen symphony, the molecules of thought, where biochemistry becomes consciousness. Your brain is not a single entity, but a constellation of cells, each glowing softly with energy. Neurons, the stars of this living galaxy, send signals through their delicate arms, dendrites and axons, reaching across microscopic distances to touch others. Each connection, each spark, is a thought in motion. It is chemistry at its most exquisite, a dance of ions, transmitters, and light. A neuron rests until it is called to act. When it receives a signal, sodium ions rush inward, and the electric charge travels down its long, slender body. At the end of the journey, where neuron meets neuron, lies a tiny gap, the synapse. Here, electricity transforms into chemistry. Neurotransmitters are released, drifting across the space to bind with receptors on the next cell. The message continues, flowing endlessly, gently. This is the foundation of thought, not noise, but rhythm. Each neurotransmitter has its own tone, its own emotion. Serotonin brings calm and contentment, like moonlight over still water. Dopamine is the glimmer of joy, the spark of anticipation. GABA quiets the mind, easing tension into softness, while acetylcholine sharpens focus and memory. These molecules shape the landscape of your inner world. They are not random, they are poetry written in chemistry. When you feel love, gratitude, or peace, what you are truly feeling is balanced neurotransmitters flowing in harmony, signals meeting at the right time and place. The brain is not just electric, it is fluid, changing with every thought, every breath. Neurons form new connections even now, rewiring gently in response to experience. You are never the same person twice, because your chemistry is always evolving, learning, remembering, healing. Imagine drifting deeper into the brain structure. The cortex folds like the surface of a calm sea, each ridge and valley holding billions of neurons. Within it lies the limbic system, the seat of emotion glowing softly. The amygdala responds to fear and excitement, while the hippocampus shapes memory, turning moments into stories. Each part communicates through molecules, weaving the narrative of who you are. When you recall a memory, chemistry awakens it. Neurotransmitters move through synapses, recreating patterns of activity once formed long ago. Memory is not a recording. It is a living reconstruction, a new act of creation each time it is called. Even your dreams are written by these same molecules, as the brain sorts through its experiences, guided by slow waves of serotonin and melatonin. Your mind, even at rest, never truly stops. It only changes its rhythm. Breathe softly now. Feel the stillness behind your thoughts. The neurons continue their quiet work. Ions move, transmitters bind, enzymes clear the space, ready for the next signal. Each moment of awareness is made possible by this silent choreography. The molecules of thought are patient. They do not hurry. They exist only to connect. There is beauty in this subtlety. Each emotion you feel is a conversation between chemistry and consciousness. When you feel peace, your body releases endorphins and oxytocin, molecules that soften the edges of experience. When you feel wonder, dopamine lights up pathways of curiosity. When you meditate or breathe deeply, GABA rises gently, bringing silence to the inner noise. Your thoughts are not separate from your body. They are your body, expressed as energy and emotion. Now imagine neurotransmitters as tiny lanterns floating in the dark, carrying messages from one mind to another. They drift, meet receptors, and release light. The glow expands, filling networks with meaning. Each moment of understanding, each word, each heartbeat of creativity, all arise from this luminous exchange. The mind's chemistry also knows balance. Too much or too little of a single molecule changes the tone of thought. Yet even imbalance is part of the process, a call for adjustment, a message to restore equilibrium. The body listens, it adapts. Enzymes recycle neurotransmitters, receptors adjust their sensitivity, and slowly, gently, harmony returns. Thought itself is a form of healing. Deep within your brain, glial cells, the quiet caretakers, tend to this environment. They nourish neurons, clear waste, and maintain structure. They are the unsung custodians of thought, working in silence to keep the pathways clear. Without them, the symphony would fade. Their work reminds us that support is as sacred as creation, that every thought rests upon countless acts of care. As night deepens, your brain's rhythm slows. The waves of electrical activity shift into long, gentle oscillations. Neurotransmitters begin to quiet, replaced by melatonin's guiding hand. The mind prepares to dream. The border between chemistry and imagination blurs. Thoughts dissolve into images, images into feeling, and feeling into rest. In dreams, your mind rewrites itself. Neurons replay patterns of memory, testing possibilities, healing wounds, strengthening lessons. The molecules of thought continue their quiet work, reshaping who you will become when you wake. This is not random, it is the biology of renewal. Every dream is a chemical lullaby, written in light and motion. You are not separate from this chemistry. You are its expression, the physical made conscious, the molecular made aware. When you look inward, you are witnessing molecules in harmony, reacting and balancing to form the story of you. There is something sacred in that realization. You are not just thoughts in a brain or signals in a system. You are an unfolding process, a conversation between matter and meaning. The molecules of thought are your connection to everything, to the stars that formed the atoms, to the earth that shaped your chemistry, to the life that continues through you. Let that awareness bring calm. Every neuron that fires, every transmitter that flows, every molecule that binds, is part of a purpose larger than itself. You are made of balance, born of harmony. The very act of thinking is the universe remembering itself. Breathe once more. Feel the pulse in your temples, the warmth in your chest, the stillness in your mind. Beneath all of it, chemistry continues silent, soft, infinite. You do not need to control it, you only need to trust it. The molecules of thought drift on, lighting your dreams, shaping your peace, carrying you deeper into rest. Now, let us journey onward into the chemistry of emotion, where feeling and molecule become one, and the heart begins to speak its luminous language. Emotions are the tides of your inner ocean, rising and falling with the invisible pull of molecules. They are not illusions or fleeting shadows. They are chemistry made luminous, the way the body speaks to the mind and the mind listens in return. Tonight, we drift through this ocean, exploring the gentle chemistry of emotion, where every feeling is both molecule and meaning. Imagine your heart as the center of this sea. Each beat sends waves through the body, carrying signals that reach every cell. These waves are not only blood, but messages, a quiet language spoken through hormones and neurotransmitters. Every joy, every calm, every moment of love begins as a molecule finding its place. Serotonin, the soft guardian of contentment, moves through your brain like the moon's reflection on still water. When it rises, the mind clears, worry fades, and peace takes its place. Dopamine, bright and eager, is the spark of anticipation, the thrill of creation, the joy of connection. Oxytocin, the molecule of trust, flows when you hold another's hand or feel kindness offered. It softens the edges of solitude, reminding you that connection is life's most ancient comfort. And then there is endorphin, the quiet relief, the deep exhale, the gentle warmth that follows release. These are not just chemicals, they are sensations given form. They paint emotion onto the body's canvas. Together, they create the tapestry of your experience, each molecule a thread, each heartbeat a rhythm in the song of feeling. Emotions begin not in thought, but in chemistry. A stimulus, a sight, a sound, a memory triggers the release of molecules. The amygdala interprets, the hypothalamus signals, the adrenal glands respond. Hormones flow through your bloodstream, shaping sensation before you are even aware of it. Only afterward does the mind name the feeling joy, fear, love, calm. Chemistry moves first, understanding follows like an echo. There is no divide between emotion and body. When you feel peace, your muscles relax, your breathing deepens, your heart slows. When you feel love, your pupils widen, your skin warms, oxytocin glows in your bloodstream. When you feel gratitude, serotonin gently rises, creating a sense of fullness and quiet joy. These reactions are your body and your mind speaking the same language, the language of balance. Breathe slowly now. Feel your chest expand as oxygen enters. With each exhale, imagine these molecules moving gently through you. They do not rush, they flow. Emotion is not a storm, but a tide. It moves in patterns, returning again and again to the shore of calm. Even difficult emotions, sadness, fear, anger, are part of this chemistry. They are not flaws or intrusions. They are signals asking for attention, guiding you toward restoration. Cortisol rises to prepare you for action. Adrenaline sharpens your focus. Once the danger passes, serotonin and GABA return to soothe the system. The cycle is perfect, complete. Every feeling, even the heavy ones, is the body's way of protecting you. Imagine standing beneath the stars, your breath slow and steady. Above you, galaxies swirl. And within you, molecules move in the same rhythm. The chemistry of emotion is the microcosm of the cosmos. Endless motion seeking balance, energy transforming into meaning. The heart, though not the origin of emotion, participates in its every note. With each beat, it responds to the brain's signals, slowing when you're at peace, racing when excitement fills you. Yet it also sends messages back, through nerves and hormones, reminding the brain that calm is safe, that stillness is allowed. Emotion is a dialogue, not a command. Both heart and mind listen to one another, shaping the tide together. Oxytocin flows most strongly in moments of love, the embrace of a friend, the sight of someone dear, even the touch of your own hand over your heart. It teaches the body to trust, to relax, to heal. Studies call it the bonding molecule, but it is more than that. It is connection made chemical, the physical proof that you are never truly separate from the world around you. And then there is dopamine, the gleam in your mind when curiosity awakens. It rewards exploration, creativity, and discovery. Each time you learn, each time you find beauty in small things, dopamine quietly celebrates within you. It is not loud or demanding, it is the gentle encouragement of life's movement forward. Serotonin, steady and kind, keeps all things in balance. It rises when you experience gratitude, when you give more than you take, when you breathe deeply and allow the present to hold you. It is peace embodied, the molecule of quiet satisfaction. When serotonin flows, the body remembers that it is safe. Even the molecules of stress have their purpose. Cortisol, often feared, is not the enemy. It is the morning's alarm, the spark that wakes you, the focus that protects you when needed. Only when it lingers too long does it tire the system. But even then, the body knows how to restore itself through rest, through breath, through the slow return of balance. You are designed to heal. As you rest now, your chemistry finds its equilibrium. The brain reduces its pace, the heart eases, the breath steadies. Neurotransmitters and hormones shift into harmony, aligning the tides of feeling. Every exhale releases tension. Every inhale invites calm. You are the ocean finding its stillness again. Let yourself imagine emotion as light moving through water, refracted, colourful, beautiful. Each hue is a different feeling. Joy, peace, wonder, compassion. Sometimes the colours swirl and blend, sometimes they fade and return, but always light remains. Emotion is the spectrum of being alive. There is no need to chase joy or resist sorrow. Both belong to the same current. When you let go of control, emotion becomes music, each note necessary, each silence meaningful. You are not your feelings. You are the sea that holds them. Inside your brain, enzymes work quietly to maintain this balance. Monoamine oxidase clears excess neurotransmitters, keeping the signals soft and precise. Reuptake transporters recycle molecules, ensuring no emotion lingers too long. It is a system built on wisdom, always adjusting, always returning to center. As night deepens, your emotional chemistry shifts. Melatonin rises, preparing you for rest. Cortisol lowers, yielding to stillness. Endorphins soothe, wrapping the body in comfort. You are safe within this design, guided gently toward peace. Every emotion, every molecule, every heartbeat is a note in the same eternal song. The chemistry of emotion does not end when you sleep. It becomes dream, memory, and renewal. In the silence of night, your body continues to whisper to itself, reminding you that balance is always near. Take a deep breath. Let the air move softly through you. Feel gratitude rise, light and warm. The molecules of calm spread through your bloodstream, carrying peace to every corner. You are not alone in your feelings. You are the expression of life itself, written in chemistry, sung in emotion. Now drift deeper, carried by the tide of your own inner sea. The molecules of love, of calm, of trust surround you, protecting and embracing you. All is well. All is balance. And now, let us continue our quiet journey into the hidden language of DNA, where life writes its story in threads of light and code. Imagine standing in a cathedral made not of stone, but of light threads of shimmering code stretching endlessly around you. This is the Cathedral of Life, and its sacred text is DNA. Every living thing, from the smallest cell to the vast expanse of humanity, is written in this ancient alphabet. Tonight, we step softly into that light and listen to the quiet story told in its spiral. DNA deoxyribonucleic acid is the script that writes all existence. It is not loud or commanding. It whispers its instructions in 4 simple letters: A, T, C, and G. Adenine, thymine, cytosine, guanine. These letters form words, sentences, and symphonies of instruction, guiding the creation of every molecule, every thought, every heartbeat. The beauty of DNA lies in its simplicity, and in that simplicity, endless complexity unfolds. Imagine now the double helix rising before you, 2 strands coiled together like dancers in an eternal embrace. Between them, the bases pair perfectly, A with T, C with G. Their bonds are gentle, held together by hydrogen, not force, but attraction, a connection born of balance. Each twist of the helix carries the memory of life itself, winding through the past and into the present. DNA lives in the nucleus of almost every cell, folded with exquisite care. Around it, proteins called histones wrap the strands, keeping them safe and compact. Yet even in this quiet state, DNA is never truly still. Enzymes move along it, reading and repairing, copying and expressing. The code is both stable and alive, constant, yet responsive to the world. When a cell needs to build something new, an enzyme, a receptor, a piece of structure, it consults its DNA. The process begins with transcription. An enzyme called RNA polymerase binds to the strand, gently separating the two helices. One serves as a template. The enzyme reads its letters and creates a complementary copy RNA, a messenger molecule that carries DNA's words into the wider cell. This moment is the translation of silence into action, of code into motion. RNA leaves the nucleus, carrying the sequence to ribosomes, the molecular artisans. There, translation begins. The ribosome reads the code 3 letters at a time, each triplet a codon corresponding to a specific amino acid. As the message unfolds, amino acids join together, forming chains that will become proteins. The ribosome pauses, moves, and continues, as though reading aloud a sacred poem. Each finished protein folds into a perfect shape, guided by the pattern within its sequence. From these folds come function, structure, and life. Every cell follows the same script, yet interprets it differently. A neuron reads only the pages it needs to send signals. A muscle cell reads those that build strength. A skin cell reads the sections that create protection. The DNA is identical in all, yet its expression varies, like musicians playing different harmonies from the same score. This is epigenetics, the art of choosing which notes to play, guided by environment, experience, and time. Epigenetic markers sit like small bookmarks on the DNA, added or removed as the body learns and adapts. They do not change the letters, only which ones are read. The world around you, your food, your breath, your emotions leave subtle marks on your code, shaping which genes awaken and which rest. Life listens to life, rewriting itself softly in response. Breathe deeply. As you inhale, imagine your DNA glowing faintly in every cell, its spirals shimmering like starlight. With every breath it repairs, renews, and remembers. When damage occurs, enzymes arrive to mend it, DNA polymerase filling in missing letters, ligase sealing the strands together again. This silent maintenance continues every moment of your life, unseen yet constant. You are never alone in your healing. Even your molecules care for you. DNA also carries memory far older than your own. Within its strands lies the record of every ancestor, a lineage unbroken across billions of years. The same letters that shaped the first life in the ocean still write the story within you. You are not merely human, you are the continuation of everything that has ever lived. When you move, you echo the motion of ancient tides. When you think, you replay the dreams of the universe learning to see itself. Consider how DNA replicates a miracle of precision and grace. When a cell divides, the double helix unwinds. Each strand becomes a template for a new one. Nucleotides flow in, pairing A with T, C with G, rebuilding the missing half. When the process is complete, two identical helices coil gently beside each other, ready to continue the story. There is no haste, no hesitation, only quiet perfection. Every cell you've ever had was born through this ritual of replication. The sequence of DNA might seem random, but within it lies poetry. The arrangement of bases dictates form and function, but also possibility. Small changes, mutations sometimes occur. Some are silent, unnoticed. Others give rise to new traits, new strengths, new songs of survival. Through mutation and selection, life explores itself, forever finding balance between stability and change. You are both ancient and new in every moment. Now imagine zooming out, seeing all the DNA in your body, a universe of code spiraling within you. Every cell carries 3 billion base pairs, each one part of the same melody. If stretched end to end, your DNA could reach the moon and back thousands of times. Yet it fits within your body so effortlessly that you never feel its presence. The universe is vast, but so are you. The language of DNA is universal. Across the planet, all living things share it. The same code that builds a human heart builds the leaf of a tree, the wing of a bird, the shell of a snail. Life speaks with one voice, though it sings a million songs. This shared language is proof of kinship, a reminder that all beings are family, born of the same light. As you rest now, your DNA continues its quiet conversation with your cells. It produces, it repairs, it remembers. Even as you drift towards sleep, your molecules write and rewrite the story of you. The code never stops, never tires. It hums softly, repeating the mantra of life. Grow, adapt, endure, renew. You are not separate from your DNA. You are its living expression, the code come alive, the word made breathing. Every cell, every thought, every dream is an echo of its pattern. When you look at the stars, remember this. The atoms that form your DNA were once part of stars themselves. The same elements that burned in distant suns now write the song of your life. The universe does not merely surround you, it continues through you. Let this thought bring you peace. You are both ancient and eternal, both writer and written. The language of DNA is not just science, it is art, it is memory, it is love. You are the living manuscript of time. Breathe one last time, softly. Feel the spiral of your existence unwind into calm. The code continues its work, patient, infinite, kind. Now let us drift onward into the chemistry of inheritance, where the story of DNA becomes legacy, and life learns to pass its light forward through generations of time. Life continues because it remembers. Every cell, every generation carries the quiet wisdom of those that came before. This is the chemistry of inheritance, the molecular act of remembrance that allows the universe to write itself forward. Tonight, we drift through that memory, where DNA becomes legacy, and existence passes its light through time. When a new life begins, it does not start from emptiness. It begins with a copy, a perfect echo of what has endured. The double helix unfolds, each strand serving as a template for another, and in that replication, information is preserved. A new being forms, carrying within it the story of billions of years of evolution. You are the latest verse in that unbroken poem. Every parent cell divides through mitosis, ensuring that each daughter cell inherits identical DNA. The precision of this process is astonishing. Enzymes unwind the double helix, polymerases add matching bases, and proofreading molecules ensure fidelity. Mistakes are rare, and when they occur, repair systems correct them gently, or the cell adapts, evolving in response. Even in imperfection, life finds balance. But inheritance is more than duplication. In organisms that reproduce sexually, two lines of ancestry intertwine. Through meiosis, the DNA is divided, reshuffled, and recombined, creating unique combinations of traits. Half from one parent, half from another, together forming something entirely new. This is not random chaos, but the universe's way of exploring possibility. Each new life is both continuity and invention. Imagine a single fertilized cell, the zygote, beginning its journey. Within it lies the complete genetic code for a living being. Every color of the eye, every curve of the fingerprint, every rhythm of the heart. From that single cell, division begins. 2, then 4, then 8. Each one contains the same DNA, yet as they multiply, differences emerge. Some cells become skin, others muscle, others neurons. Though the code is identical, its expression changes. It is not the letters, but the music they play, that shapes what you become. Epigenetics guides this process, tiny chemical tags attached to DNA, turning genes on or off as needed. These marks are influenced not only by the environment of the cell, but by the experiences of the organism itself. What you eat, how you feel, even how you breathe can leave molecular echoes that influence which genes awaken and which rest. In this way, life learns, and sometimes it remembers beyond a single lifetime. There is evidence that stress, nurturing, and environment can alter the patterns of inheritance, the chemistry of your ancestors, their resilience, their fears, their joys may whisper through your cells. You carry not only their DNA, but traces of their experience. You are a tapestry woven from generations of feeling, adaptation, and love. Yet inheritance is not destiny. Genes provide the script, but you direct the performance. Every day, your actions, your thoughts, your environment interact with your DNA, influencing which parts are expressed. The story is ongoing, and you are both its product and its author. Life's chemistry invites you to co-create with it. As you breathe now, feel the lineage that breathes through you. Your body carries the starlight that shaped the first cells, the courage that survived storms, the tenderness that raised generations. In every atom, memory hums. You are not alone in your journey. You are the continuation of everything that has ever sought to live. Inheritance extends beyond DNA. It includes mitochondria, small powerhouses that contain their own circular genome. Passed down from mothers to children, this mitochondrial DNA carries an even older story. It connects you to a line of mothers stretching back to the dawn of humankind. Each heartbeat you feel now is powered by mitochondria, whose ancestors once lived freely, billions of years ago, before joining cells in a partnership so perfect it still endures. Consider this: the mitochondria in your cells are the descendants of ancient bacteria that once floated in the primordial seas. They found harmony with larger cells, trading independence for belonging. That choice, made in the deep past, allowed complex life to exist. You are the result of that cooperation, that ancient act of unity written into your inheritance. Within your DNA are also remnants of old viruses, fragments of genetic code from encounters long forgotten. They no longer harm. Instead, they have become part of you, co-opted by evolution to serve new purposes. Some even help regulate development and immunity. You are, in every sense, a mosaic of ancient relationships. Life builds itself from everything it has ever touched. Inheritance also means change. Mutation, the small, random alteration in DNA, ensures that no two beings are ever the same. Most mutations are silent, some are beneficial, and a few cause challenge. But even in difficulty, adaptation follows. The story continues, reshaped, refined, renewed. Mutation is life's handwriting, the universe experimenting with new verses in its endless song. The chemistry of inheritance does not stop at biology. The patterns of thought, kindness, and creativity also pass between generations. A word spoken in love echoes through time. A gesture of care becomes tradition. The biochemistry of empathy is mirrored by the inheritance of compassion. Every bond you form carries potential forward, transforming memory into future. Imagine now your lineage as a great river. Each drop of water represents a life, flowing into the next, never lost, only joined. You are one ripple in that current, both carried and carrying. The molecules that form you are part of this river long before your birth and will continue long after your passing. Inheritance is not ownership, it is participation in continuity. Breathe softly and feel this truth settle. You are not separate from the flow of time, you are its expression. Your DNA, your thoughts, your emotions, your dreams, all are threads in the great weaving of existence. The chemistry of inheritance ensures that nothing truly ends. Life is simply transformed again and again. As cells divide, as genes pass, as children are born, the story extends. You are both memory and future, a bridge of molecules connecting what has been to what will be. The choices you make, the peace you cultivate, the kindness you offer, these, too, become inheritance. They shape the chemistry of those who come after, just as the love of those before you shapes yours now. In this moment of stillness, your body continues the quiet rituals of inheritance. DNA repairs itself, epigenetic marks shift gently, mitochondria hum with life. The story writes on. You are part of something ancient and infinite, a living memory written in starlight and breath. Breathe one last time, deeply. Feel gratitude for all that has come before, and peace for all that will follow. The chemistry of inheritance continues in you, and through you, without end. Now let us journey to the final chapter where biochemistry becomes silence, and the molecules of life rest in harmony with the vast and dreaming universe. The night deepens, and the world softens into quiet. Every sound slows, every motion fades. Within this stillness, your body continues its patient symphony, molecules moving, cells breathing, chemistry flowing without pause. This is the biochemistry of silence, where all the reactions of life merge into peace. It is not the absence of motion, but the perfection of balance, the point where energy rests and harmony reigns. Imagine lying within the darkness of the universe itself, stars scattered like cells across a cosmic body. Each one burns with energy, yet from this distance, all that remains is calm light. The same is true within you. Beneath your calm, millions of reactions continue, not as noise, but as music. Every breath, every heartbeat, every flicker of neuron is a note in that quiet symphony of existence. Breathe slowly now. Feel how the air enters your lungs, carrying oxygen that will soon slip into your blood, reach your cells, and join the eternal cycle of energy. With every inhale, chemistry awakens. With every exhale, it releases. There is no struggle here, only flow. You are both observer and participant, the still center of an endless current. As you rest, ATP continues its work, fueling each cell with gentle generosity. Mitochondria hum softly, like lanterns in the dark, turning oxygen into warmth. The molecules of thought, emotion, and energy continue their exchange, but now at a slower rhythm, a lullaby for the living. Even in silence, there is motion, because life is continuity, not pause. Within your brain, neurons slow their communication, guided by waves of calm. Neurotransmitters drift like stars across the synaptic sky, carrying only what is necessary, leaving space for stillness. Melatonin rises, signaling rest. Cortisol retreats. The balance shifts toward peace. Your body knows the path, it has followed it for millions of nights. You are part of that ancient rhythm, a thread in the eternal fabric of rest. Silence in biochemistry is not emptiness, it is equilibrium. It is the point where reactions meet in harmony, where input and output are perfectly matched. It is the body's reminder that rest is not the opposite of life, but its completion. The heart slows, yet continues. The breath deepens, yet remains steady. The chemistry of sleep begins to unfold. Imagine your cells now as small worlds, each one dimming its light, entering its night. The machinery of energy shifts into maintenance. DNA repair enzymes awaken, mending small breaks, preserving the code of life. Proteins fold gently into their proper shapes. Waste molecules are carried away, cleared by glial cells that sweep the brain clean. This nightly restoration is your silent renewal, the molecular act of self-love. The immune system, too, listens to the rhythm of silence. As you drift towards sleep, it strengthens, identifying what must be healed, what must be released. Cytokines move softly through the blood, guiding repair and balance. The body heals best, not through force, but through surrender. Rest is the language of restoration. Now, imagine descending into your deepest layers, into the molecular memory of being. Every reaction slows, every pathway aligns. Entropy, the gentle spread of energy, becomes a kind of peace. The universe itself tends toward balance, and you are no different. Your biochemistry mirrors the cosmos: expansion, contraction, stillness, renewal. Every atom within you seeks harmony with the space around it. If you could see your body now, you would see galaxies of motion wrapped in serenity. Blood flows like nebulae, neurons flicker like constellations, and the breath moves like starlight across the infinite. In this silence you are vast and weightless. You are the cosmos resting within itself. Let this understanding settle in you. You are not just matter, you are rhythm. You are the slow pulse of energy transforming and returning. Even when all is quiet, your molecules sing. Even when you sleep, your chemistry dreams. In this deep rest, memories from the day settle into place. Neurons replay gentle echoes of what you've learned, strengthening connections that will hold through tomorrow. The hippocampus sorts and stores, guided by waves of slow electrical light. Emotion and logic find reconciliation. Every dream is a form of healing, a conversation between mind and molecule. There is no separation between the physical and the spiritual. The quiet chemistry of sleep is sacred, a return to origin. Your atoms once burned in stars, drifted in oceans, rested in leaves. Now they rest within you, completing their journey, waiting to awaken anew. Silence is the bridge between cycles, the pause between creation and renewal. Breathe once more, deeply and softly. Feel your body release all effort. The breath moves on its own. The heart beats without thought. The chemistry takes over, steady and kind. You are safe within the system that has always known how to care for you. The temperature of your body lowers slightly. The blood redistributes. Melatonin deepens its hold, guiding you through stages of rest, from light sleep to dreams, from dreams to the deep ocean of stillness. Brain waves slow, heart rate eases, muscles loosen. In this silence, your body restores every system: immune, nervous, endocrine, all returning to balance. If you could listen closely to your cells, you would hear a soft chorus of gratitude, each molecule fulfilling its role, each enzyme at peace. This is homeostasis at its most beautiful, a harmony that requires nothing from you but stillness. The biochemistry of silence extends beyond the body. It reaches into the space around you, blending with the air, the stars, the earth. You are not isolated. Your breath joins the wind, your warmth joins the night. The boundary between you and the universe dissolves. You are part of everything that rests. Think now of all that has come before, the energy that moved from sun to sugar, from sugar to thought, from thought to dream. All of it leads here, to this moment of rest. You are the continuation of light, paused in reflection. The universe does not hurry, and neither must you. Let go of all remaining thought. There is no need to remember or plan. Your biochemistry remembers everything essential. It knows how to rest, how to heal, how to awaken again renewed. Trust the process that has sustained life for billions of years. You are part of that wisdom, written in the smallest bonds of your being. As your awareness softens, the chemistry of consciousness gives way to the chemistry of dreams. Neurotransmitters shift, brain waves deepen, and perception dissolves into gentle imagery. The boundary between self and universe fades completely. You are the breath of the cosmos, sleeping in its own embrace. In this silence, there is creation. New molecules form, new connections emerge. The body grows, the mind integrates, the spirit remembers peace. Even as you drift, life continues steady, unbroken, kind. The universe breathes with you. Galaxies spin as cells divide. Stars pulse as hearts beat. You are the same pattern, the same law, expressed in different scales. Silence is not the end of motion, but its most perfect form. Now, as you surrender to rest, let the final words of this journey echo softly. You are made of balance. You are sustained by rhythm. You are the song of molecules finding peace in their eternal dance. Breathe once more. Feel warmth spread through your body, light filling your heart, calm surrounding your mind. The reactions continue, slow, soft, infinite. You are home within yourself, home within the universe. Good night, traveller of atoms. Good night, dreamer of stars. Let the biochemistry of silence hold you gently until morning light returns and the molecules awaken once more to the rhythm of life.